Bring us 2 absolute martinis. You know how I like them, straight up. And then precisely 7 1/2 minutes after that, you're gonna bring us 2 more. Then 2 more after that every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
It's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites, my killers who will not take no for an answer. Not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking dies!
Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in and welcome back to the Talking the Line podcast, business as usual, Oh, and I get to say it again. On this beautiful Friday of bets, we are back in action, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to talk nothing but college football with you guys and my partner for the next hour to hour and a half, maybe a little shorter, who knows? Either way, you can see my excitement, you can see my energy, so please, before we go anywhere, take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Talking the Line podcast on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell over yonder as well. That way you never miss the start of any live show or additional TTL content dropping, as we do have Wise Words coming out next Wednesday, September the 8th. We'll tell you guys about that at the end of the show. But if you are listening to the audio version on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit that bad boy there as well if you haven't already, because we do release the audio of every episode after each live show is complete. Next item up on the docket, if you could find it in your hearts, you can be so kind, you got a couple extra seconds, hit that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump in the live chat if you are watching live. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, but certainly not least, head back on over to this episode's description where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you'll locate all of the TTL Crew's social platforms, our additional content, and the pristine TalkingTheLine.com website, so you can consume all of that however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful gambling people joining us on today's show, Cap and Colt's back in action. I am your humble host, Colt and Colt 45 Soroka, and I am not even going to let any more wind out of my body without bringing in my partner. I am so juiced, and I know he is too. We are ready to run to the pay window, folks. So please, help me welcome in the man, the myth, and especially the degenerate gambling legend himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, you don't even have to ask me. A, it's Friday. B, it's another day of football. We had a gorgeous night last week of football. It doesn't get any better than this. It really doesn't. I mean, I guess a full weekend of college and NFL, but we're staying in the present. We've got a full weekend at college football, and I cannot wait for this evening, let alone tomorrow, Slate, my man. Let's cheers it up on this coffee.
Cheers to that.
As I almost spilled my glass of water.
But no problem. If you're out there sipping your Joe this morning, this afternoon, this evening, keep you awake for the late hours of college football. Cheers to you as well.
Most definitely.
Ooh, that black elixir is just flowing beautifully this morning, and this show is about to be flowing beautifully this morning. What do we got on tap, my friends? Well, I am so glad you asked, because I am just the guy to tell you. I know you saw it. College Football Special Edition. Now, we kind of kicked it around a little bit on yesterday's show. We going Colts picks, RMags picks. Are we going to go a special play? Maybe bring in our favorite cubicle objects, the Moneyline Dice? Well, you're going to have to wait and see everything we're going to be doing. But what I will tell you is that instead of doing RMags picks and my picks and trying to jam everything all in there together, there is over 70 remaining games throughout the rest of this weekend, so we have a lot to discuss. So, in the essence of time and to provide the most value possible, what we're going to do, we're just going to open up them books, and we are going to go game by game, spread by spread, total by total. Maybe we won't have a play on it. Maybe we'll say, hey, we're passing on this one. You guys should too. Maybe only one of us will have a play on it. Either or, what I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is I come prepared. You can see what I got going on. I got pages and pages of handwritten notes, stuff in the laptop itself. I'm not fucking around anymore.
No, sir.
MLB dragged me through the dirt. Nice 50-50 season is where I would leave it, and I'm leaving it in the past. As far as I'm concerned, MLB's dead and college is here. College football's here, NFL football's here, and I'm ready to cash some fucking tickets.
I can't wait, dude. I mean, last night was awesome. We, we had an okay night, had a bad beat, but it's back. It's back. It's the only thing that matters.
And I said this to you this morning. I'm not even upset about that Boise State UCF bad beat, not even on the over and not even on the -5.5, and I'll tell you why. Because I know I was on the right side. And I know that I am so happy to finally see a bad beat that makes sense.
Right.
Not my team being up 4-0 in the 7th inning, and because of 3 errors and a bloop single and a fucking grand slam, we go down by 12 runs all of a sudden.
Right.
That all being said,
That all being said,
I am so excited to get into this today. So let's get right after it, my friends. No hesitation, no delay. We got a lot to get into. So first things first, let's get it up on the screen so you know what we're doing. College football week 1 picks, baby. Let's go. Across the board yesterday, I did a little extra juice, so it caused me to go 4-4-1. But I would have gone 4-3-1 if I didn't. But didn't go any negative units, so nothing crazy. Little break-even day.
right around the same.
First game, nothing crazy, or first day rather. Now, let's get right into it. We got full weekend on tap here, my friends. So what I'll do is I'll just get into one of the apps here, and I'll just kind of go game by game. And we'll say what we're feeling, what we're doing,
Beaming down
let's
the tracks.
get right after it. So, hey,
Strap
haven't
in.
got to say this in a long, long time. Pull out your favorite sports books. Open up your ears wide and get ready to receive nothing but stone cold locks through your ear holes. You come to the Talking the Line podcast for those exact stone cold locks and running tickets to the window with the TTL crew. So without further ado, let's get into today's best bets of the day, baby. And for the weekend, fuck, it feels good to
can't
be
wait.
back.
I can't
Oh,
wait.
man. All right.
And it's only 5 o'clock start. Like last night, it was supposed to be 6 p.m. and then that game got delayed. So then we're sitting around waiting for another
Sitting
30,
around,
50
yeah.
minutes. So 5 o'clock, getting right into
Hey,
it, baby.
showtime. So speaking of that 5 o'clock game, let's get into it, kids. First things first, we got UNC Tar Heels going up the Virginia Tech Hokies. Partner, I'll let you get things started here, my friend. You got any plays coming out of this game?
My man, I am on UNC today. The only thing that really scares me is that we were talking about at these 5.5s. I'm a little concerned about it, although it was only 1 last night. And like you said, it was a bad beat. We should have been on the right side. So UNC minus 5.5. I really like this tonight. They beat Virginia Tech 56-45 last year, and I think with the extra experience, bringing a lot of these guys back, especially Sam Howell, quarterback, he is going to be a Heisman candidate. I think he's going to improve on last year, so he's going to be right in that conversation. Bigger thing here is that Virginia Tech lost Hendon Hooker and Khalil Herbert, and I am a little concerned about their quarterback play again today. There you go. I could see UNC putting up north of 40 once again, but I am really concerned about this Virginia Tech offense, not only tonight, but for the entire season. I think it's going to be real inconsistent, and I think we could see kind of a microcosm of what we're going to see from Virginia Tech throughout the entire year here tonight.
I would have to agree with you 150%. Just about echo every statement you said. I, too, am on UNC minus 5.5. I like that. I got it at 6.5, too, but bought back in at 5.5. I like that a little bit better. Still comfortable with them at the 7 if it does tick up. But one final thing I would say about that, in my mind, it is Mac Brown versus Justin Fuente. And I would definitely put the favor in Mac Brown's hand being that. And then, not to mention, you said it, with the offense and the defense, the key losses for the Hokies. UNC lost some guys too, but they keep their quarterback, Sam Howell, and I think this is going to be a runaway for UNC.
Yeah, one thing I will add is that Blacksburg, Virginia is a hell of a home field advantage, but I don't think it's going to matter too much tonight.
All right, so let's keep it moving right along. Keep it nice and tight. Second game of the evening, 6 o'clock kick. You got the Duke Blue Devils against the Charlotte. I can't remember what the hell they are. 49ers.
There you go. Okay.
They're the 49ers. Myself personally, I am going to be taking the Charlotte 49ers plus 6.5. A couple key reasons as to why I'm taking that. Now, you might think I'm crazy. You might have already looked at this, and you saw that Duke absolutely beat the pants off of Charlotte last year. I wouldn't disagree with any of that at all. But what I will tell you is that was the one ATS game that Duke had in their last 5 games. And not to mention, it was at 10.5 points. They were 10.5 point favorite. Now they're down to 6.5 point favorites. Duke opened last season against Notre Dame and Boston College. Obviously, Notre Dame being a pretty doggone good defense. Not the greatest, but pretty damn good last year. And Boston College was lackluster. They only put up a combined 19 points in that game. And you look at Charlotte, who opened up against App State and FAU, 2 top-notch defenses in the FBS. They put up a combined 37 points on those 2 teams. Not to mention, Duke is 3-9-1 ATS in their last 13 games as a favorite and 2-4 ATS in their last 6 games on the road. I think this is going to be a shootout. I would put it closer to a field goal game. I do not think Duke runs away with this at all. I think it's very sloppy, very offensive matchup. As for you, partner, where you lying with the Duke and Charlotte game?
My man, I believe this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one we are opposing on for the entire day. I could be wrong on that.
Is this a fucking TTL showdown?
It might be a showdown. We might have to make it official. As you mentioned, this should be a sloppy one, but I'm kind of buying into that, partially at least buying into that 53-19 drubbing last year. I mean, the narrative was pretty similar. Duke is one of the worst Power 5 teams in the nation. Their defense is brutal. Their offense is brutal, but they still hung a quick 53 on them last year and held them to 19 points. 2 running backs ran for over 100 yards, and they return all of their top receivers. And like you said, I mean, I know you think Duke is probably going to score some points here. So I have no indication that Charlotte's defense is going to be any better. And I do think that offense should be better. Their quarterback, I'm actually blanking on his name at the present moment, but he is a little bit healthier. So that's my biggest concern here as Charlotte's quarterback. That's my biggest concern, that he's a lot healthier for my pick here. But I think the size and athleticism difference is going to speak dividends in this one. Because Charlotte, they are a smaller school, but it's not like they are a contender within their own Conference USA conference. So I am on the Duke Blue Devils -6.5. It is at Charlotte, but both these teams, Duke is also a North Carolina team. So not too sure what type of home field advantage the old 49ers are going to have, but I think Duke is going to.
Hey, keep fluffing it up as much as you want, man. Keep fluffing it up. That's all good. And going back to those quarterbacks real quick before we move right along, that is very big in my book as well. Charlotte does have the much more experienced quarterback in Chris Reynolds, and Chase Bryce actually played last night in Appalachian State. He's no longer the Duke quarterback. Mm-hmm. So very, very unproven offense in Duke, and I think that this is just back and forth, back and forth. I'm not worried about the Duke defense at all. So there's our 2 picks so far. Let's keep it moving right along. The third game of the evening, my friend. We have, let me make sure this is, I am saying this right. Yeah, it is the third game of the evening. So we have the South Dakota Coyotes versus the Kansas Jayhawks. Partner, are you taking any plays out of this game, or where are you lying?
I'm staying away from this one. Maybe you can talk me into it, because I do believe you have something on this one. But yeah, I'm staying away from this one altogether here so far.
I like this one a lot.
Okay.
My play here is going to be the South Dakota Coyotes +13.5.
Okay.
Now, just some couple key reasons. Kansas is really, 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 really bad.
They are.
And South Dakota puts up a fight from time to time against some of their divisional opponents, SDSU, NDSU, much bigger schools than them, and they put up a fight and a half.
Sure.
I think they do the same exact thing against Kansas. I know it's a Big 12 school. I know you may be thinking I'm crazy, but hashtag Operation Fade Kansas until the foreseeable future is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention South Dakota, 4-1 ATS in their last 5 Week 1 games and 5-2 ATS in their last 7 overall. They are going to be a cover machine again this year, and I am going to back them against the Jayhawks. I wouldn't put the Jayhawks more than a touchdown over this. They are going to struggle offensively, and I think this ends up being kind of more of a defensive game rather than what we just talked about before.
Yeah, and by all accounts, Kansas is going to be the worst Power 5 conference team by far. Doesn't matter that they're Big 12. I'm still probably going to stay away from this one. Not sure what the size, athleticism difference is going to be. So I like the pick from you, but I'm going to stay away still.
Yeah, that one's more of a half-unit play for me, but I do really, really like South Dakota.
Sure.
Another one here. Actually, let me make sure that's the next one up on the list before I tell you guys. Actually, no, let's make a pit stop. We got Michigan State versus Northwestern tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Northwestern comes in as the 3-point favorites, and I ain't buying it. Even though I saw Evan Fox already on Twitter hammering in his Michigan State Spartans, hashtag Fade Foxy. I really hope that that's not a curse.
Yeah, he's a Michigan State guy. I don't buy into that one.
He's a Michigan State guy. I will definitely back Michigan State +3, and then also a half-unit sprinkle on the money line. I think Michigan State has a lot of success here today. One of their 2 wins in 2020 was against Northwestern, so I think they have no problem doing that once again. And outside of that, nothing crazy. I just think that Michigan State is a much more dominant team than what we're going to see from Northwestern.
Yeah, and that might be a surprise from people. I am also on Michigan State +3. That might be a surprise to a lot of people who watched Northwestern last year, but Northwestern in a year where 90% of these schools in the country are returning record amount of players. Northwestern ain't one of them. They've lost a lot of key players, and in the Fitzgerald era, I love Pat Fitzgerald. If he can get this team playing well, it's going to be the best job he's ever done, because in his in this Fitzgerald era, anytime there's turnover like this, Northwestern is bad, like 3 wins or less. And I think Michigan State's going to be much improved this 2021 season. So I'm on +3 as well, partner.
Absolutely. That improvement is what does it for me as well. All right, next game up on tap. I told you, we're cooking here, boys and girls. We are rocking and rolling. Next game up on tap, we got the San Diego State Jacks. Go big, go blue, go Jacks,
South
baby.
Dakota State.
South Dakota State. I'm sorry, I said San Diego State. South Dakota State, and then Colorado State Rams. This one's a little bit of a lean for me. Obviously, you just heard me. I'm a huge Jacks fan.
Yep.
I really enjoy their team. I love what they do down there. But that all being said, I'm going to take them at +3 or +2.5, where you're ever finding them on your books. I believe that this is going to be a pretty damn close shootout. I backed Colorado State a lot last year in some big spreads, big situations, and they actually opened up as 3-point dogs. So this thing is completely flipped. That really, really, really worries me because I think the entire public saw that and hammered them. I got burned a lot with Colorado State last year with their defense just making a lot of bonehead plays, and I don't feel like doing that again this year. So half unit sprinkle. I'm not sure what we see from the Jacks, but I think this is going to be a damn close shootout, and the Jacks might even pull up the upset here. Outside of that, nothing really else I'm targeting too much there, but I would definitely say Jacks +2.5.
Okay, I am so far I have not hammered anything in on this one. I am leaning towards the Jacks, but I haven't hammered it in yet. I might find myself taking that +3 or even the money line. I was looking at something. I believe South Dakota State might be one of, if not the favorite, to win the FCS title this year. And typically when those teams that are at the top of the FCS, they do some damage earlier on in the season against some of these FBS teams that really aren't anything to write home about themselves. And I think that's what we have here. So I might talk myself into that South Dakota State.
All right. Well, hey, maybe we got you talked into South Dak and South Dak State. Either way, let's keep it moving and grooving here, my friends. We got a couple more games on tap tonight. Old Dominion at Wake Forest. You got to play out of that, partner?
No, sir.
Me either. St. Francis, PA versus EMU. Any play?
Not a clue on that one.
Not me either. I'm going to stay far away. You got NOCO, University of Northern Colorado versus the Colorado Beefaloes.
I do not have a play, but as we saw last night, I do believe North Colorado is a Big Sky team, and last night the Big Sky went 5-0 ATS, friends. There was a few big spreads like this, too. I might have to dive into this one a little bit to see if there's actually a legitimate play here because it's an FCS conference, the Big Sky, so... Maybe a little undervalued coming into these FBS matchups here.
I just got written down on the paper,
there
pal.
You go.
We're going to have to take a little look at that.
+38. I mean, hell, man. There was some big spreads like that the teams didn't cover like that.
And the Big Sky went 3-2 straight up yesterday with those big-ass spreads.
Exactly.
So something to think about there. But let's keep it moving. UL Monroe versus Kentucky. Any play there for you, partner?
Is this one tonight, or are we getting into Saturday?
I'm sorry. This one is not tonight. Let me just make sure we covered everything. Yeah, that's everything for Friday's slate.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's everything.
All
okay.
Right, moving into Saturday.
So we will move into Saturday just a second. Just in case you guys missed anything. First game, both me and Mags are on UNC -5.5. Depending on who you like better, what analysis, whatever you're thinking there in the TTL Showdown second game, I got Charlotte +6.5. Mags has Duke -6.5. The next game we got on tap, Mags might be talked into it, but I've already hammered it in. I got South Dakota +13.5. We can't bet it because we are in Illinois, but we do like Michigan State +3.5 and Michigan State money line. And then we do I like South Dakota State +2.5. My partner might be leaning over with me as well. And then per us, something to think about tonight as well. 5-0 ATS out of the Big Sky last night. NOCO coming in as 38-point dogs. So something to think about there. But
take a look at least.
Take a look. Maybe we add it in. You see us add it into our action apps. Follow me at cash_with_Colt. Follow Riley at RMags in all caps. And then once we get back to the full regular show, you can see all of the best bets of the day at Talking the Line. Or if you don't have the Action Network app, just go up to that browser over yonder and hit talkingtheline.com. And then all of a sudden, you'll see this beautiful page filled with all types of additional content and a Today's Best Bets tab. And you can see all of our best bets for the entire weekend right there. Let's keep it moving right along into Saturday. First game of the day now, partner. Any play out of the ULM and Kentucky game?
No, sir. I need to look a little more into Kentucky, but a lot of these big spreads where it's 30 points and some of these matchups, I'm mostly staying away. So this one is included in that.
I don't really buy Kentucky being that good either. I also have to kind of take a look, but I don't really buy that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Colgate versus Boston College, my friend. Any play out of that game?
So I do not have a play on that. What's the spread on that? I'm not seeing that on my website that I'm looking at here.
Yeah, I also don't see it, so maybe that might have been canceled or something might have been.
Okay.
Boston College, obviously on the East Coast,
Right.
so maybe something going on
possible,
there.
sure.
I don't know. So
Yeah, not sure.
No play there. I know we both have actually, I have a play out of this. I'm not sure if you've locked it in yet, but Penn State versus Wisconsin. Have you locked in a play yet?
I've not
You're
locked
still
away,
staying
but I'm leaning one way, so go ahead.
All right, so the way he's leaning is actually the way I've already locked in. He's a little tentative because he loves Penn State, but I've already locked in the Badgers, well, more of their coaching staff.
There you go.
I have locked in the Badgers -5.5. One of the key reasons for me in this is how they started last season. They came out so hot. They looked so good. They're returning most of their starters. And then they got ravaged by COVID.
Sure did.
It's not like they just ended up sucking and were terrible. Those numbers are fraudulent.
Right.
I'm not buying into that. And I'm sure as shit not buying into Penn State rattling all of a sudden coming out hot after what we saw last year. I'm just not. I think Wisconsin comes out plenty fine. I think they get this done by no less than a touchdown. I could see it being 10 points, and I could very, very well see Penn State spinning the wheels at the end of the game. I'm going to lock in Wisconsin -5.5 very, very comfortably. I don't have any issues with it.
For sure. I like what you said. Defensively, no matter what, this Wisconsin team is going to be damn good.
Yes,
I think
sir.
they're number 12 team in the country right now. I think they're going to be right around that top 10 all season long, if not higher. Penn State, really, this 5.5 is, again, this is the one that really scares me. I could see it being a little closer than that because, as I mentioned, Penn State struggled last year, no question about it. I don't really see that happening 2 years in a row. Having said that, I do still think that Wisconsin is the better team, so that's why I'm leaning towards -5.5. If it was -3 Wisconsin, I would absolutely already have hammered it in. So I'm a little worried that it's going to be a field goal type game, but I think I'm going to be leaning towards Wisconsin, maybe put a half unit on that because I will most definitely be watching this one at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
I think it ends a little 41-21.
Okay,
and they don't even
okay.
need the -5.5,
Okay.
and I think Wisconsin gets it done rather handily.
Sure.
I think you mentioned their defense, and I think their defense coming out hot once again, and then I think this offense picks up where they left off in week 1.
Yeah,
not what we saw towards the end.
Right. Graham Mertz was fantastic for a few weeks. Then, as you mentioned, COVID. So my biggest thing is that I just want to see him. I need a prove-it game from him, honestly, is what I'm looking for here.
Well, I'm not.
You're all over
I'm
it.
not
I got
too
you.
worried about
You
it.
got
I'm all over it, baby. What's my man G-Tap's got to say? We're gonna ignore the L everyone had over the ASU game last night. Over/under set at 55.5. ASU has the ball at the 1 yard line. Seconds to go. Oh, we got big stuff going on. Seconds to go up. Takes knee to end the game. Also, 2 missed pats. Missed the over by 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit, George Tapling. If you are watching live, you might be watching live. I don't know if you are. If you are, hey, appreciate you, my friend. I'll message back to that here in just a second. But yeah, that one too on top of the Boise State game. I mean, if Boise State UCF, if he puts in that 2-point conversion and we just fucking run across the first down marker for crying out loud. I mean, dude, he puts out his pinky. He's got a pinky toe. He's got a first down. But
Right.
neither here nor there. I think
We're not upset about bad beats.
Not upset at all. I think we're going to have to discuss that a little bit, though. How about that shit?
All right.
So, let's keep moving right along, my friend. I know you don't have a play out of this one, so I'll stick with it as well, but you are leaning a particular way, Western Michigan versus Michigan. Now, I'm all over it because I don't buy the Jim Harbaugh bullshit. I don't want a piece of Michigan, and if Tony Sparks at any point in time you're listening to me, my friend, or you see this clip, I apologize. I still respect you as a man, but F your damn Wolverines. I F your Wolverines. I don't give a shit. I am taking all of Western Michigan plus 17.5, plus 16.5 at some books, plus 17 wherever you see it. I put this a lot closer to maybe 8-10 point game. Okay. I think Western Michigan's going to give Michigan everything that they can handle. This is their Super Bowl. We saw what happened in critical situations with Michigan last year when they played subpar talent. They just didn't show up.
Sure.
And I think it's going to happen again here in 2021. So give me all of the Bronx at plus 17.
I mean, the biggest reason that I would even be leaning towards Western Michigan is just the fact that you have to imagine that the books are trying to set some type of line that's going to trap people into taking Michigan because they think Michigan should just stomp all over an in-state inferior, at least size-wise, inferior school. So that's really the biggest reason why I'm even leaning that way. So I think I will probably hammer that in. But I just don't quite know what we're going to see from Michigan yet. That's why I haven't hammered it in. But I do like it.
Right. And wouldn't you think that kind of matchup, you'd put that closer to maybe a 27, 28-point spread. Yeah, come on. That's a little lackluster opponent there. So it's just a little bit too less for me, and I even project it closer to a 10-point game. Not to mention, Wolverines 0-5 ATS last 5 games overall, 0-5 last 5 on turf, their home stadium, 0-4 in their last 5 home games ATS, and last but certainly not least, 1-5 overall ATS in their last 6 non-conference games. Give me all of the Western Michigan Broncs plus 17.
I'm gonna write it down. I think I like it.
He's writing it down. Look at him go. Okay, so partner, this next one up here, I know you were thinking about leaning away. I was actually leaning the opposite way, but they did move locations of this game, so now I'm staying away. You can tell we're always on the same page. We know what bets we're talking about. Tulane Green Wave, Oklahoma, Sooners. Booma Sooner.
Booma.
What are you feeling here?
I am feeling Oklahoma minus 31.5. I know that's a big spread. This is, I think, might be the only huge spread so far that I am on. From all accounts, it sounds like Oklahoma's defense is going to be the best defense that they've had, in this current Lincoln Riley era. So that's part of what I'm thinking, and that offense is going to be as good, if not better, than it's been the last few years. They won 4 games by at least 34 last year. That includes number 7 Florida. I think they beat Oklahoma State by 28. So they can hang a 30-point win on Big 12 opponents, let alone an inferior opponent like Tulane. I think they hang 60 on them tomorrow, and I think Tulane's going to be lucky to crack 20. Tulane had a bad loss last year. I think they gave up like 54 to UCF, and, UCF's got a high-powered offense, but you go up a league against Oklahoma. I really do think Oklahoma's going to hang 60 on them like that, and Tulane's not going to be able to score like they did against UCF. I think it was like 51-34, and obviously, like I said, with Oklahoma's defense being as improved as they are, I think they lock them down and they cover this one by at least 35, in my opinion, over here.
I would have to agree with you. Trying to host a show and tweet at the same time is not the greatest thing that I've ever tried to do in my life. But
and moving it over to Oklahoma definitely pushed me over the edge like that as well.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you as well. So keeping it moving right along, my friend. I do not. I think Oklahoma gets it done, but I'm going to be a little tentative right now. I haven't necessarily locked it in yet, but we'll see. Holy Cross at UConn. Any play for you there?
What's the spread on that one?
Do not see a spread live.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a play on that one.
That one also, being on the East Coast, might potentially have gotten canceled. Who knows?
Okay. I got nothing.
I know there were so many floods and all.
It's bad.
Like the
really
Yankees minor league ballpark, completely underwater.
That's what that was?
Yeah,
that was
absolutely
bad.
insane.
Bad.
So then you got I don't think Fordham, Nebraska's a game. We'll skip that. I wouldn't have a play in that either way. Game I actually do have a play in, and that I think is going to be really interesting. I think the public has taken the wrong side. Army versus Georgia State. Partner, before I tell my opinion, you got a play out of this one?
No, sir. This one's all you.
This one I actually really, 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 really love. I can't tell you guys enough. I love Georgia State minus 2.5. Georgia State impressed the hell out of me last year, and there was a few times that I tried to fade them, and they're not going to cover that 7 or the 3 or the whatever. And this is a Fun Belt team that you need to watch the hell out for. In my opinion, it's going to be the Chants, Coastal Carolina. It's going to be Yosef, App State, and it's going to be Georgia State and the Panthers. Final 3 for the Sun Belt title. Somehow, it's either going to be App State or Georgia State, one of those. Why I think the minus 2.5 is so damn valuable is I don't think that Army RPO bullshit's going to work against Georgia State's defense. I just do not think it's going to work at all. And Georgia State has a dominant running game, and when they want to slang the rock around the field, they can do that exact thing too. So I made a ton of money on the Panthers last year. They are very profitable ATS. I hope I'm not biting my words here coming soon, but I'm playing the trends that I saw last year, and I just don't trust Army enough with that RPO to be able to put up enough points on them.
Yeah, I love what you said there. I think I'm going to be siding over with you because Army was good last year. There's no question about it. So putting them as the dogs in this matchup has me thinking that's a little trappy, and people are going to be rushing to some plus money line for this Army team or taking a couple points with them. So I think Georgia State might be the play on this one. I might be a little safe and go money line because I could see it being close, but I'm sure there's some value on that money line. I'm going to have to look at that one.
There very well might be, but my play, Georgia State minus 2.5. All right. Actually, I have 2 plays out of this game. This was actually supposed to be played yesterday. Temple and Rutgers now gets moved to noon on Saturday. The spread is still at 14.5. Rutgers minus 14.5 favorite. Did you end up sliding over anywhere, partner? Are you still kind of staying away?
I'm staying away from this one, guy.
Okay. Well, I got to still ride with mine, even though I think I might even like it a little bit more, especially with them kind of pushing this back to Saturday now. I'm taking the dog, taking Temple plus 14.5, especially what we saw with some 14.5 spreads so far in week 1. And I'm going to take the under, too. I think with all, and I'd already taken the under, but I love it that it's playing even more into this now. I think with kind of the travel deals and dealing with the hurricane and all this stuff and get juiced up to play and try and stay in that same mindset. Now your game gets moved back 2 days and you got to stay in a hotel. And I just think that it's going to cause some issues, especially in week 1. Now that total is still at, let me see where that total's at. The total was at 52.5 when I locked it in. So let me tell you for sure. Total is now at 52. So it lost the hook. So it did drop down, lost the hook. So I am taking Temple plus 14.5 and under 52.5. I see this finishing like a little maybe 21-17, 21-14, somewhere in there. And real nice, easy, comfortable cover for both Temple and the under.
I'm going to be, I just want to see a little bit more from these teams before I hammer any bets on them. Week 1 or even week 2, we'll see.
Sure, absolutely. I can definitely buy into that. I just think the 2 touchdowns a little too much.
That's totally fair. Rutgers is not, they might be the bottom of the Big Ten this year.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I'm banking on there. Moving it right along, another huge one of my favorite games here. Actually got some fam bam that live in this state.
Okay.
They actually might be visiting our state this weekend. Or maybe that was last weekend. I don't remember. Maybe they're visiting my parents. I don't really know.
Maybe they'll be here. Maybe I missed them. I don't know.
No, they're down south if they are here. Either way, that all being said, I love K-State minus 3.5, minus 3 over Stanford. Kansas State returning my man Deuce. Deuce Vaughn is about to have a 2021, boys and girls. He was primed up at the beginning of the season, spun the wheels just a little, and then took the fuck off. And there is no way I'm going to not back him and that offense again this year. I think the defenses are pretty similarly ranked, and that's why you're going to see a lot of people siding with Stanford and the points.
Okay.
But I think the offense of K-State is on an entirely different level than Stanford.
Okay.
It might be close through the first half because K-State might depend on their run just a little bit too much. Then they'll turn on the heat, turn on the fire, and we'll get a nice 10-point, 7-point win. I'm not too worried about K-State at all.
Okay, I'm excited to watch this one, but I told you earlier I'm staying away from this one. There's a lot of Pac-12 teams that I've got one on my card today, but aside from that, the Pac-12 is one of the Power 5 conferences. They are the conference that played the least amount of games, so not a huge sample size from last year to pick through. I do like your play. If I was going to lean, I would lean with you. As far as the majority of these Pac-12 teams, I'm going to be staying away the first couple of weeks, though.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, and especially these interconference matchups.
And I've stayed away from a lot of the Pac-12 teams. Just K-State, I'm just so
if you like them that high,
2021.
I like
so I got to take them.
Sure.
Moving right along. Apologies if you hear any background noise or anything. The fuck sticks upstairs are deciding that it's a good time to bang around and dick around. But either way, no problem, no harm, no foul. Let's move into the next matchup on the slate here. Are you taking anything out of the Rice versus Arkansas game? Arkansas 19.5-point favorites.
No, sir, I am not. I got nothing on this one.
All right. How about Lafayette and Air Force?
No, sir, got nothing out of these.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Well, we'll just fucking keep it moving then. Marshall versus Navy. Any play?
No, sir, I got nothing here.
Well, I do.
Okay.
I love me some Thunder and Herd, baby. Give me Marshall minus 2.5.
All right.
Not that I hate on our... It sounds like I'm hating on our service members and shit
kidding,
for some
dude. What
reason.
the hell?
I thank you so much for what you do for our country and fighting for our freedoms. Not why I'm making these plays whatsoever.
Sure.
But that being said, I just don't think Navy has what it takes to take care of Marshall. I think it'll be a little tight at the beginning. It'll kind of go back and forth, and then Marshall will really start to flex their defensive muscles, and they'll start to flex their offensive muscles too, and then it'll be a runaway. 2.5 is way too small for me. I don't care if Marshall's on the road or not. I put this at 7, 10, maybe even 14.
Sure. I'm wondering it would be really, really shitty of these books to do this, but I'm wondering if this is another trap. I mean, I guess Marshall might have a nice name brand as well, but I mean, Navy had a down year last year, but people still, when they see Navy, they may maybe look past last year as a down year because they've had some really damn good years the last decade, especially the last 5 years. So I'm wondering if this is another trap, and people are going to be coaxed into that plus money for Navy, a team that they kind of know, and it would be really fucked up of these books to do that to these our service member teams here. But
unfortunately, I think that's what they're doing.
I think they might be doing that. So I might have to take another look at that one.
Yeah, Marshall is just way too doggone dominant, both offensively and defensively, to be only a 2.5-point favorite. I don't buy it. I am taking all of that all day long. Next game up on the slate, feel like I've been talking a shitload here, and I know you got 2 plays out of this game, partner. Indiana Hoosiers and the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yes.
Where you leaning? Where you riding? Let me hear it. Big Ten homer of them all.
Yeah, seriously, man. You know me. I am the Big Ten guy, and this is one of my games that I am most excited for this week. I've got 2, as you mentioned. 1 unit play. I am going under 46.5. This is looks like my only total that I have, I do believe, and it's my most confident on, obviously. And I'm also sprinkling a half unit on Indiana Moneyline, plus 165. I caught it yesterday. Both of these teams are honestly pretty damn similar. Both defenses are damn good. Both of these defenses showed out last year. They kept scores low, especially against some offenses that were not very efficient. Indiana lost Penix late in the season, and their offense struggled. So if they do get him back, if he is healthy, their offense should pick back up a little bit. But he, as much as I like him, he was still pretty damn inconsistent at times. And I really think this is just going to be a grindy out game, like 2017 type stuff. And, I like Indiana to come out on top. I like their defense just a little bit better. They got some dogs on defense. So does so does Iowa. I think I'm going to be hammering them in a few spots this season. But I like the under, and I like a little sprinkle on Indiana to take this one outright, partner.
All right, Homer, you just talked me into the under 46.5. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to go back and forth.
Defensive shootout, yeah.
I'm not as high on the money line.
Sure.
As I am.
It can be a toss-up, yeah.
As I am getting the 3.5. I'll gladly take the 3.5 or 4, wherever you're seeing it with Indiana. If it ticks up to 4, hammer the shit out of that with the Indiana Hoosiers. I think the Hoosiers, like you said, Penix goes out early in the season, caused a lot of issues for him. I absolutely love their coach's name right off the bat.
That's blanking in me.
Either way,
while
we're doing that, I will actually look that up.
You're talking Indiana's coach, right?
Yeah,
I'm not
coach.
sure. Kirk Ferentz is Iowa's coach.
Obviously. How about that? But
Indiana's getting into relevancy. Maybe this is the year we realize them as a household name and their coach is a household name.
That might be
because I really know because I was looking.
Tom Allen, right? Tom Allen. What the hell are we doing? All right, Tom Allen. Doing
a hell of a job over there.
I'm super high on Tom Allen, so I will take Indiana plus 3.5. Mags is on the money line and the under 46.5. I think he talked me into the under 46.5 as well. Little Big Ten.
Hey, you know me and my Big Ten unders, baby. If I got the right matchup, it's all systems go.
Sure enough. Well, for our next game here, let me.
Oh yeah.
Get a little roll damn tide, baby. Man. It's time to bring it on home. You see it. You see the elephants on there. You see the patch on the sleeve, baby. You know what time of the year it is. It's time to fucking roll damn tide. Now, that being said, partner, are you got any plays out of this game? You hammering in old Alabama as a favorites there? You got any total plays? What are you looking?
I am staying away from this one. Maybe you can talk me into it a little bit, but big old spread at minus 19.5. I think they smoke Miami. Miami should be a lot better this year, but it seems like Alabama's just going to overmatch them. I just don't know how badly they beat him, so I'm interested to hear what you've got in this one, if anything.
Now, after all those antics I just pulled...
Too big of a spread for you?
I will not be hammering in Alabama. And much like I play my Cubbies, like I play my Bears, like I play my Bulls, I ain't betting against them.
Okay.
I'm not going to bet against my Elephants. I ain't doing it. But
I don't like Alabama. Sorry, go ahead.
I do have a play out of this game, though.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's very, 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 very extremely valuable. Now, I do think potentially Miami could keep this close and get the cover, but I'm not backing it.
Right.
But I do like the over 61.
Okay.
The over, I believe it is, I locked that in. Let me make sure I'm telling you. Yeah, over 61.5. Let me see if it's ticked at all here so I tell you guys right, too. No, it looks like it stayed solid at 61.5. I absolutely love that right now. It's only getting 49% of the bets with 81% of actual money wagered. I love the over. I think this game finishes closer to 75, 80 points. I think this is going to be back. I think that A lot of people are way too low on De'Aaron King.
Okay.
I think he's going to be damn good. Dealt with some injuries at the end of the year last year. He's going to be solid. And then, oh no, Alabama's quarterback has never played a down of college football before. I don't give a shit.
I don't know if people are saying that. Maybe they are.
There's all types of people saying that shit. And I don't give a damn. Saban's going to put up 50, no problem, regardless. Billy O'Stooge is going to have the boys rocking and rolling. I think Alabama gets it done. I also could see Miami getting the cover, but I definitely see this game going over 61.5 points.
Yeah, I like what you're saying here. I mean, you said you're not betting against Alabama because it's one of your favorite teams. I'm not betting against Alabama because it's fucking Alabama, and you don't win a lot of money betting against Alabama here. And, maybe it's a 14-point game, but I really don't know. I don't think so here.
I don't think so either, but my best bet, over 61.5. They actually have it rated on OddsShark right now. Tell you guys, 56.5 to 23.9. Alabama gets the dub. Last time I checked, that is 89
I can
points.
See,
ladies
yeah,
and
I can
gentlemen.
picture it. They're just gonna run all over them, man.
28 more points than we fucking need. 4 more touchdowns than we need. Lock it in. All right, moving right along. You got any play out of the old Miami versus Cincinnati game?
Miami, Ohio? No, I don't. It did seem like, if I was not mistaken, I saw yesterday there is a shitload of money and public bets on Cincinnati, but I am staying away from that one. Cincinnati is going to be a damn good team this year. They might even be a party crasher come January, but as far as this 22.5, I'm staying away.
Yeah, I definitely am going to stay away as well, but much like you, I think Cincinnati can definitely make some waves this year. I'm high on the old Cats. Moving right along. Louisiana Tech, Mississippi State. Mississippi State, minus 23-point favorites.
Okay.
Any play for you there?
No, sir. Louisiana Tech has had some damn good squads the last few years, so I might have to take another look at this one with the plus 23, but just don't know enough about Mississippi State quite yet, so I'm staying away from this one.
All right. Keeping it moving right along, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us. See a bunch of new people hopping on in the live stream here. Thanks so much for popping in and getting some best bets, getting ready to cash some fucking tickets. Moving right along. Montana State versus Wyoming, the former home of potential MVP Josh Allen. Any play from you out of this game?
No, sir. I got nothing out of this one.
Nothing for me either. UMass and Pitt. Pitt coming in as a 38-point favorite. Anything for you there?
No, sir. Don't know. Didn't look too much on this one.
I'm going to skip that one as well. Then we got one I am very, very intrigued by. Central Michigan versus Mizzou.
Okay.
Partner, any play for you here?
I got nothing. You were talking something that I like, but I'll let you lay it down for him.
Well, let me keep talking some more that you like and hopefully what you guys like too, huh? Central Michigan, Chippewas. Love me some Chippewas. Plus 14.5 on the spread. 2 touchdowns. I am taking Central Michigan plus 14.5.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. First things first, we got veterans going against the youngins.
Okay.
And no, Mizzou's not the veterans.
Sure.
Mizzou's the youngins. And they're going to have to depend on very young talent to produce at an elite level in their opening game. And I just don't see it. And Central Michigan is returning a shitload of starters and a shitload of veteran starters. And I think that they run ragged offensively. I don't know necessarily defensively what we see from either side. I know from time to time Mizzou can show up defensively, but I don't think that's happening in this game. Locking it down for you with the fact that the Chippewas lost one game last year by more than 13.5 points, and we're getting it at 14.5. And last but certainly not least, actually there's no last but certainly not least, those were all my stats. I absolutely love the Central Michigan Chippewas, my friend. I will take them with the 2 touchdowns.
Okay, my biggest concern is I'm just concerned about the size and athleticism difference that we might see in this one. SEC school going against smaller school in Central Michigan, so I think I'm going to stay away from me on this one.
Sure. The vets and the youngins is what
That's
alleviated that
fair.
for me. That's kind of what alleviated that. But either way, you ain't got to play it if you don't want to. I just like me some good 2-touchdown action
Alrighty.
with a team that I feel people are going to say, much like you, phooey. Continuing on. Next game on the slate. Shit. My boys, the Raging Cajuns, ULL versus Texas Horns. Now, I just told you they're my boys, but I don't think so in this spot. The Horns brought in Steve Sarkisian. They obviously expect a shitload from him, and the mindset has to be 20-point win in week 1. It has to be, especially against ULL. Not taking anything away from the Raging Cajuns because they are damn good and will probably be once again one of my favorite teams to back on their spreads this year.
Sure.
But just not against Texas. I know Texas lost Ellinger. I know they lost a lot of their key pieces, but it's reload time there in Texas. And they're not going to bring Sarkisian in for him to have a shit game and win by 3 points in Texas against the Raging Cajuns. It's ticked up a little bit. I wouldn't play it over 10. I wouldn't play it over 9.5. I got it at 8.5, but it is up to 9.5. Some books 10. So be tentative. But I'm going to lock in the Longhorns at -8.5, -9.5. I think they get the job done very convincingly with Sarkisian.
Alrighty, so I guess we got ourselves a little mini showdown here.
Little Mexican standoff.
Yeah, maybe. I'm a little less confident in this one. Much like you, it was too hard for me to stay away from ULL plus the 9 points. They were obviously fantastic in 2020. They opened the season beating Iowa State 31-14, and Iowa State went on to have their best season in history. It's just a question mark for me in week one. ULL's strength was their run game. Texas on defense, their pass game was weak, but their run defense was solid. So I am concerned. I'm kind of. You mentioned Steve Sarkisian. I do find it hard to believe. I think they win. I'm not taking the money line. I think they win. I am worried that Steve Sark is going to want to make a huge statement in his first game in Texas, but as we've seen over the last decade or so of Texas football, just when you think they are back, they ain't exactly back. So I'm going to take the ULL plus the 9 points. I'll stay away from the money line, but give me a nice little sprinkle on the plus 9 here.
We're back.
Yeah, see? And then they weren't. And then they weren't.
Yeah, and then they weren't. But I do believe they are now. I really am buying into Shark this year. I do believe he is what they need.
Yeah.
Next game up on tap. We can bet on this one, but I don't have a play. UNI versus Iowa State Cyclones.
I got nothing on that one. What's the spread on that one?
I don't see one open up yet, so still might not be around. We won't even waste time on the Campbell Camels and Liberty Eagles, but if this was college basketball, we would be talking a lot about the Campbell Camels. I will tell you that, my friends. But let's keep moving it along. Sir. Into another game I think has some serious value with a 2-touchdown spread. San Jose State Spartans versus the USC Trojans.
Yep.
University of Southern Cal. Partner, any play for you out of this game?
I'm staying away, much like I mentioned earlier. I'm staying away from a few Pac-12 schools. I got one coming up in a minute, but this is one that I'm just waiting to see what we got from them. And, I'm concerned about the size and athleticism difference here, so hard to stay away from me on this one.
Size and athleticism difference doesn't really scare me away too much here, to tell you the truth. This SJSU defense is damn good, and they pride themselves on their hitting ability and their athletic ability, and I think this is their defensive Super Bowl. And I think they are going to do everything in their power to limit USC. There might be an explosive play here or there, but they are going to have success more often than not. And I don't think that the 2 touchdowns, I think that's way too much for San Jose State, especially with how we saw them open up the year. Obviously not against as great of an opponent, but I still think they have plenty of success. I'm not taking the money line, but I do think they keep this one close. So I'll take San Jose State plus 14.5. Moving right along. You got the old Akron Zips versus the Auburn Tigers. Any play for you there?
No, sir. Another big spread that I'm staying away from.
Gardner-Webb, Jasso.
No, sir.
All right, me either. Monmouth and Middle 10.
No, sir. Can't say I know too much about those two.
If it was, again, college basketball, might have a little bit of opinion, but not today. Can't bet it, but EIU Southern Car.
No, sir. My girlfriend is an alumni, so if I could bet, maybe I would, but no, thank you.
Roll Birds.
Yeah, seriously.
Oregon State at Purdue. Did you end up finding a play out of this game?
No, sir. Another one with the Pac-12 team that I don't know too much about because of what we didn't see too much of a sample size last year, and especially another interconference matchup here. So I'm going to stay away from this one as well. I know you got something, though.
Oh, I'm not staying away, ladies and gentlemen. I am taking the Oregon State Beavs plus 7.5, and I'm also taking a little half-unit sprinkle on their money line. Right. Shout out Kelly in Vegas for getting me over to the money line. I was just going to stick with the points, and then she came out with some stone-cold facts late last night that made me lock it in. But I like the Beavers plus 7.5 because I just don't buy the Purdue Boilermakers are 7-point favorites over Oregon State. Purdue, obviously, Oregon State's traveling across the country to play Purdue, but I don't think that's going to be any issue here whatsoever. They were cover machines last year when it came to playing teams with a touchdown or better spread, and there's a little bit of magic going on in Oregon State, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe you watched the March Madness tourney.
Oh, okay.
We got a little magic going on over there in Oregon State.
So I think 5 months ago, 6 months ago, okay.
I think that magic continues to just trickle on through the athletic program. Now, I'm not putting a full unit on it, but I do think that they get the win here as well. So best bet of this game, I got the Beavs at plus 7.5 and also a half unit sprinkle on their money line.
All right.
Next game up on tap. You kind of laughed at me when I said this as well, but kind of in my analysis just before, Syracuse versus Ohio. Any play for you here?
No, sir. I'll let you take this one as well.
All right. I am going to take Ohio plus the 1.5. I think this is going to be a sweat and a half. I hammered this in mainly because I want one game that I am just on pins and needles the whole time.
Okay.
I know Syracuse doesn't have the offensive firepower to just absolutely fucking kill them. Ohio should be a 30-point underdog going against Cuse for crying out loud. So I think defensively they might be okay, and I think this turns into a shootout. Much like I just said about the Beavs, little bit of magic going on in the athletic program there for the Bobcats. You know, they made their nice March Madness run here maybe 5 months ago. But, hey, last time I checked, that athletic program's still the same athletic program. So we just got a little bit of magic flowing through there. I'm not saying they have a terrific 2021, but in week one, give me the Cats plus 1.5.
I'll let you have it.
All right. I think it's definitely going to be a sweat and a half.
Yeah, and, Syracuse is bad. No question about it.
And that's main reason, fading the shit out of Syracuse. And I think it's going to be an electric sweat. It might end like 27-25 and you lose your fucking mind. I really think so. And Ohio gets the win. Next game up on tap. Baylor Bears versus the Texas State Wildcats.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this one. I am interested in Baylor
Sorry.
What's up? Oh, Bobcats. Yeah. I'm interested in minus 14 for Baylor. I didn't look too much into this one, honestly. I have to imagine that Baylor must be on a down year if they're only laying 14 against Texas State, so I'm going to stay away from this one.
I am going to stay away from that one as well. Obviously, you always like to back Baylor, but with only 14, I'm going to stay away as well. I didn't see a spread open up. I don't know if you had either for the OK State and
I don't
Mo
see
State.
It.
All right, nothing there. But if this was, again, a college basketball game, I would have some serious opinions there. Abilene Christians, SMU. Anything for you?
Nope, nothing there.
Nickel State, Memphis, nothing for me either. Central Arc State.
No, sir.
Nothing for me either. Sir. But, the old Red Wolves. How about Norfolk State and Toledo? The Toledo Rockets.
Got nothing on that one either.
Me neither. If this was, again, college basketball,
give
me all of the Rockets. This one I do have a play on. Do you? Texas Tech versus Houston.
I do not. Interconference matchup. I am not sure what we expect out of this one, so I'll let you take care of this one as well.
All right. I'm going to take Houston plus 1.5. I do believe this is a defensive battle type of game, and the entire public and their dogs are going to be running to Texas Tech just because of the brand name they are over Houston. There is some high expectations for Texas Tech this year, and I honestly do not buy it whatsoever. I think that Houston makes this a very dirty, grind out, nasty type of game. They're getting 61% of actual money wagered right now. They were right around the 48% mark of real bets. They've ticked up a little over 50, but that doesn't concern me. That just even further solidifies that the sharps and some of the more
high rollers,
educated betting public, I would guess you could say, are backing Houston. So a couple of guys I do respect also in the industry kind of got me over to Houston and do a little bit of extra research on them. I love Houston plus the 1.5. I think it's a dirty grind out game, and they pull it out at the end. Next game up, Southern. Yeah, it's just Southern University. Totally forgot about them. Versus Troy. Troy should be dominant again or have a little bit of success in the Fun Belt, but
I'll pass on this one as well.
All right. Me too. This one I know you're not passing on, and this one I know both you and I are going to be glued to the boob tube when it comes rolling around. You have DJ Uiagalelei versus son of a bitch. I don't know who the Georgia quarterback is.
I'm not sure.
Either way, I have to go with Clemson. I know this kind of seems like maybe a homer play, maybe like oh, yeah, they're going to continue to be good and without Trevor Lawrence and without now Deshaun Watson. And, oh, now they're just going to have another great quarterback? I don't think so, Colt. Well, I think so. We saw flashes from Uiagalelei last year, and I think we see some serious flashes for him. I think he is yet the next Clemson quarterback to make it to the NFL and start making some waves. Give me Clemson -2.5, -3, whatever it is on your book. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm right on top of that with you as well. I like DJ to have a huge game this year and be in the Heisman conversation. On top of that, this Clemson defense appears to be like it is going to be the 2014, 2018 type dominant defense that we saw win some titles, and that defensive line is absolutely disgusting.
JT Daniels.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
JT Daniels.
But he's going to be on the run because this defensive line is the best in the country. They are going to have some dudes playing on Sunday, not too far in the future, and I think this is going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be one of the biggest games of the year. Both of these teams should be in the conversation come December, January, but I think Clemson comes out on top and rolls through the season after that.
Agreed. Keep it moving. Keep it grooving. FAU versus Florida University.
No, I'm out on that one.
Two Florida schools was getting all confused.
Yeah, no, I'm out on that one.
Florida, yeah, same here. Can't make a bet on this one. I don't know if you have any opinions here. Just a quick pit stop.
There's a lot of these 6:30 games that I don't have anything on here.
UTSA versus Illinois.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody and their dogs on UTSA money line.
I know, and you see my shirt if you don't understand the cryptic
House
thing.
of pain, baby.
I'm out on this one. Obviously, we can't bet it. I took some on the action app, some +7 for Illinois. Those 5 points, it's another one that scares me on the 5 points. I think Illinois gets the win, but it sounds like UTSA's got a scrappy squad, and I think Brett Bielema's going to have them ready to go, Illinois that is, and win this game. But I'm a little concerned about the -5 for Illinois. So as far as giving out a pick, I'm going to stay away from that one as well.
I would have to agree with you there too, partner.
Happy to watch them, and hopefully they get the win.
Yeah, hopefully they do, but it definitely concerns me that everybody, for some reason, has an opinion on UTSA.
I know.
Northwestern.
Which makes me think maybe, hey, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's going to be an Illinois blowout. I don't know. I don't know.
I hope so, but I will watch with bated breath in anticipation.
And I'm not an Illinois diehard like I am for some of my pro teams, but there's at least some type of fandom in there that's going to skew my opinion on them, so I'm staying away.
Definitely. Full go for Dak Prescott. No limitations, no problems. He is a full go for week 1 QB starter for the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
Love to hear it. Great. Comeback player of the year, Dak. Let's get it going. Northwestern State at North Texas.
Nope. Yeah, I got a lot of stayaways on these 6:30 games here.
All right. I am nothing on the William & Mary and Virginia. NIU and Ja Tech. Nothing there for me either. East Tennessee and Vandy. No thanks.
Nope.
Kent State, Texas A&M. No thanks. Duquesne, Texas Christian. It's a great day to be a Duke, but no thank you. Southern Miss at Southern Alabama. Anything for you here?
No, sir.
I was interested in Southern Alabama. I liked USA a lot last year.
Okay.
I just don't know if they're going to be able to get the job done as efficiently as they did last year.
Okay.
And I saw a shitload of people that I respect backing Southern Miss. So
okay.
I'm going to stay away from that.
Got you staying away, huh?
Yeah. Next one up on, I know we both have a play, and I believe we're both on the same side. You got Louisiana State. Go Tigers! LSU versus UCLA, and Chip Kelly looking like he has the boys ready to rock and roll. Partner, what side are you taking here?
My man, I am going UCLA plus
the
3 points. I love Coach O. I think LSU should have a much better season this year than they did last year. But you're giving me that extra 3 points. I think it's going to be a close game. And, much like you said about a different game earlier on in the show, there's a big experience difference here where UCLA is much more experienced than LSU. They've got a lot of talent. I think they have the edge in talent, just bona fide athleticism and skill set. But UCLA's guys have played a lot more football. They obviously had the momentum builder from last week. I like them coming off of, obviously it's an inferior opponent, but I like them getting some of that rust off, whereas LSU I think might be stuck in the mud for the first quarter and a half or so. And on top of that, I think UCLA has a squad this year. Chip Kelly, this is the most that he's talked up his team since he left Oregon, whether it's the NFL or here at UCLA. He hasn't said too much about them, but starting to get their name in the old national conversation a little bit, start to get you thinking about them come December, January. And I think we see them, I think they get the win, but I think it's going to be close, so I'm sticking with the safe 3 points here.
Hey, just because it's fun to say, go Tigers!
Yeah, seriously.
But I am taking UCLA plus 2.5, plus 3 as well. They surprised the shit out of me. Now, I know the Rainbow Warriors aren't elite competition like LSU, but the Rainbow Warriors should have been able to do something defensively, no question in my mind, and they had no answers. Chip Kelly in a visor, I ain't betting against it, boys and girls. Give me the Bruins plus 2.5, just like my partner.
I think that looms large, man. Getting the rust off you last week, they didn't look rusty at all.
Sir,
and I think LSU is going to be a little rusty.
Most def. Doubt you have one. I don't. Montana, Washington?
No, sir.
All right. How about Nevada at Cal?
No, sir. Got nothing there.
All right. Well, I do, actually.
Do ya?
I certainly do. I am not big on the old Bears this year.
Okay, the Golden Bears, eh?
And I like the Wolfpack.
Okay.
I am going to take them plus the points here. The Wolfpack were pretty damn dominant last year against the number, given these smaller numbers, these smaller point totals, and when they needed to get it done. They're actually 7-3 over their last 10, with Cal being a little closer, but 5-4-1 overall in the last 10. So I really like Nevada here. I think this ends up being a shootout. I think this goes back and forth for a long, long time, and then maybe even Nevada edges out and get the win. But I just don't think that Cal has the firepower against that Nevada defense. That Nevada defense is dirty, boys and girls, and I don't think Cal has the offensive firepower to get it done. So I will take the 3.5 points. I would make Nevada the favorites in this game, so that's why I got to take the points.
That was actually one game where I didn't have too much of an opinion, kind of like I've been sticking with my Pac-12, but I was like, maybe I'll come back this weekend. It's a 9:30 game. Maybe I'm up still trying to get some more action, and maybe I'll look a little harder at that one because I do like it, especially if there's a hook of 3 plus 3.5. I might take that action.
Yeah, I love that. So, keeping it going. Oh, dude, no, you got to play out of this one. Bethune-Cookman and Texas El Paso.
Yeah.
For sure. NMSU, New Mexico State versus San Diego State, SDSU. Anything there?
No, sir. Big old spread. I don't want any part of.
Yeah, I don't want any part of that either. I would be interested potentially in New Mexico State with how they performed, or not. Actually, no, UTEP beat the shit out of them last week, so never mind. I just think that is a little bit too big for old SDSU. But
Alrighty.
Whatever. BYU Arizona. You got any plays there?
No, I don't. Another one that comes Saturday, I might look a little harder at to see if if I want any action out of this game because I am interested to watch it. But I'll let you take care of it.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
You might have an additional reason as to why you might need to talk about this game on Saturday as well.
Why is that?
Well, it just so happens that I mentioned earlier we have this new show coming out called Wise Words.
Correct.
And it connects you with wise guys or the most electric, sharpest, brightest minds in the sports gambling industry.
Okay.
Well, it just so happens that we're recording our first episode that releases on Monday, September the 8th.
Wednesday, September the 8th.
Wednesday, September the 8th. I apologize. On this Saturday.
Correct.
That would be September the 4th. And our guest is actually going to be live at
that's right.
the BYU and Arizona game.
Well, hell, if he gives us a pick.
Whoa, and wait. BYU and Arizona are playing at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. We're having a conversation with somebody from Las Vegas?
We may or may not be.
Who could that be?
Who's to say?
Well, maybe you just have to tune into the first episode of Wise Words to try and find out who's going to be hanging out at the BYU-Arizona game. And maybe Saturday morning, or maybe Sunday morning too, probably Sunday morning too, you might just see some picks clips with me, that guy, and the guest live in primetime.
All right.
Maybe he's got a BYU-Arizona gameplay. I don't know. But what I can tell you is it's going to be damn good. But for now, I don't have a BYU-Arizona play. But I wanted to add that in there.
For sure.
Give you guys a little bit of a teaser, something to look forward to. Next game up on tap, Portland at Hawaii. No, thank you. I'm good to go on that. Utah State versus Washington State. The old Utah State. Those are not the Utes. I can't remember what the old Utah is, but Aggies. They're the Aggies. But I'm going to stay away from the 17. That's kind of, I almost put that in the Western Michigan bracket.
Maybe.
Same little spread there, and I don't know that Utah State is that bad, but I'm going to stay away.
Right.
I don't have any interest in that game.
Right.
Next game
that
up
about does
on
it for
tap.
Saturday, I do believe.
Yeah, that does it for Saturday. Few games here on Sunday. Actually, there is just the one game on Sunday, I do believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Notre Dame game at Florida State. Partner, any play out of this one for you?
I know you're a little more confident. I am. I mean, it's gonna be the only game on Sunday night, so by Sunday night I will certainly have a play. But yeah, right now I am staying away.
I wanted to get in on some early action.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll share my thoughts after you do.
Sure. Wanted to get in on the early line here, and for a couple key reasons. I told this to you before the show. Number one is it's Bobby Bowden night.
Yeah.
Bobby Bowden. The vibes and the energy and what is going to be coming out of that stadium come Sunday night is going to be. I don't want to be a team that has to go in and play the Seminoles.
Yeah.
It is going to be coming down.
That's one of my favorite atmospheres.
It is going to be coming down, especially no fans last year.
Yeah, man.
It's coming down. Not to mention, Notre Dame sends Ian Book to the league.
Sure.
I don't know too much about the new quarterback, but generally they bring in somebody good new, but I ain't heard any new waves or any new things coming out of there. So with what I'm expecting to see from Florida State, in Florida State Seminole territory, throwing down the bombs,
Doak Campbell.
I got to take Florida State plus a 7.5.
I think I love this atmosphere. I'm just nervous because this Florida State team, this is a different era.
Sorry,
of,
Taps. I apologize.
This is a different era of, I think Notre Dame, do you think Notre Dame gets the win, or do you think Florida State pulls something off here?
I think Florida State could pull something off.
All right.
So I doubly am sorry,
Okay.
G-Taps. I really apologize. I know you love your Irish, but it might be a rough week one start.
Yeah, Florida State used to be one of my favorite teams to watch in the Jimbo Fisher era.
They did have a
but
down year last year.
They've had it down 5 years, man, and that's why that's the biggest reason why I'm concerned. They've done nothing over the last 5 years to give me any trust to back them against a team in Notre Dame that has been, while they haven't gone over the top and gone over the hill for the championship, they have been the epitome of consistency of being right around that top 10 caliber school. So that's really the biggest reason why I was leaning towards Notre Dame in the first place. But it's going to be, if it wasn't the only game on Sunday, I think I might probably stay away. But if it's the only game, I'm going to have to be talked into something. But I'm torn on both sides here, man, because I love that atmosphere. It might actually be my favorite college football atmosphere when it's rocking, and it is going to be rocking. So,
oh boy,
I don't know, man. We'll see. Stay tuned, I suppose.
Stay tuned. Now, so I wanted to get the early value.
Yeah.
I think that might tick down to 6, might even tick down to 5. I don't know, but I wanted to get the full touchdown.
Yep.
I got the touchdown and the hook. So if you like it too, get that 7.5 locked in before Sunday rolls around. Last but not least, Monday's game. I actually do have a play out of this one because I'm a little concerned that the number does tick down. I'm going to take the Louisville Cardinals plus 10.5. Actually, I saw it already tick down to 10. It has lost the hook at a few books. So I like Louisville here. Main reason, I don't want to call it a fade of Ole Miss, but they let it go a lot of their key players last year, and I think a lot of the public, especially on a Monday night game headlining Ole Miss, they're going to remember last year. They're going to remember the production they had, and it's like, oh, shit, we got minus 10. Holy cow, they're going to win by 50. This is crazy. Can you believe it, Louisville? My goodness. And I just think Louisville is going to give them a hell of a run for their money, and they are going to be able to stick with them defensively. They're going to be able to stick with them offensively, and I like the Cardinals plus 10.5. Now, I wouldn't play it under 9.
Sure.
If it goes under 9, which I could very well see it happening. I mean, I could see some sharp money being dropped on that, but I'd keep it tentative right around the 10.5 there for the Louisville Cardinals on the Monday game.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at this. I like what you said. I think I might be talked into that. I hadn't looked at this one too much with it being on Monday. I was kind of waiting until Monday. I know I do like what you said about getting early, because if it drops under 10, I've got no interest whatsoever. So I think I might be talked into it with you. I'm going to have to take another look at it, though.
All right. So, yeah, if you were with my partner on those Sunday, Monday plays, take it tentative, take it easy. You know me. I'm a little more aggressive. I'm a little bit more, let's get in that son of a bitch and get it now if I like it. So that's what I did for the Sunday and Monday games. Only 2 games, not like I hammered in 15 more like I did on Saturday.
Right.
We might be having to have a little bit of a discussion if I did that exact same thing on Sunday and Monday. But that's the remaining college games for the rest of the weekend. Well, that was a show and a half.
Sure,
we
was.
still got a little bit to get to here, a little bit to discuss, a little bit to talk about. But for now, that is all. Every single game broken down, whether we have a play in it or staying away in general, all of our college football week 1 picks for tonight all the way through Monday, baby. Now, if you missed any of them, you tuned in late, you don't feel like scrolling back through, going one by one, whatever the case might be, hey, just go check out talkingtheline.com on that Today's Best Bets tab, and you will see all of our best bets right there. Actually, you'll see the team logo as a widget, and you can hit that widget, and it'll take you to another landing page that allows you to bet our best bets of the day on whatever sports book you like and is legalized in your state. And if, you don't have an account with that sports book yet, I've been kind of eyeing around. We have 2 books that offer a $250 sign-up bonus through us.
Really?
And we have 2 books that offer a $500 deposit bonus through us.
Sheesh.
Maybe a little something for y'all to look at there.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe if you ain't got a points bet, or maybe you ain't got a little MGM, maybe take a little look on over there, get you some free money courtesy of the TTL Crew. And then while you're checking it out there, check out tallysite.com. We are part of one of the largest collectives of sports gambling experts and analysts, and all across the board in the community. We are part of the Tally Site community. We are all in and throughout the leaderboards. You can definitely see it there. If you don't believe us on live and in prime time, you can see our records. We don't hide from it there, and no question about it, I have a very, very firm belief in my heart, ladies and gentlemen, that by the end of this week 1, by the end of Saturday, probably by about 9 o'clock. And if you follow me on the Action app, even more, because you'll see some UFC plays as well. And we're going to have a damn weekend on UFC. I can promise you that probably about 9, 10 o'clock Saturday evening, you're going to really start questioning whether or not your wife, that is about 6 months pregnant with your firstborn child, if you're going to start naming them.
Oh, it's like, where the fuck are you going with this?
Riley Colton. First name Riley, first name Colton. Or maybe your last name's Smith. Who knows? You name him old R.C. Smith.
R.C. Smith.
R.C. Smith. I can promise you are going to want to name your firstborn child after the 2 of us, after the sheer bankrupting obliteration we do to the sports books this week.
Where the fuck are you going with this?
May just stick around there. Hopefully you guys got as confused as he did over there, and we brought it all back to center. So that is everything. One other thing I wanted to do before we get into the closing Mags Sidebar, motivation minutes, all the jazz, everything in between. Maybe he doesn't have one today. I don't know what the case might be. He's got one today. All right.
How about before I do, minor, I don't know if you care about this, partner, a little NHL news for the first time in a hot minute. It appears that the NHL and the NHLPA, after NHL players were not allowed to go to the Olympics in 2018. I apologize. It looks like all things are cleared up, and NHL players will be back in the Olympics in 2022. Not sure if you care about that at all, but I've always been a big Olympic hockey fan when the NHL players are in it at the very least. So I'm happy to hear that. Obviously, it really throws a wrench in the NHL season when they have to dip out in the middle of the season and kind of take a pause in the season. But hey, it's only every 4 years, and good old US of A's got to take down Canada one of these years here.
Wow. Also, T's and P's, family of David Patton. David Patton passed away at the age of 47 on Thursday. Wow, T's and P's. That's a heavy one. That's crazy. But thank you for stopping by all that and getting my attention over there to some NHL action. That all being said, you might see I've been messing around a little something here in the old hands. Well, hey, just real quick, I got to remind you guys something, because we had our friends kindly ask us to remind you of their presence. So that does it. All of the college football week 1 picks for us. You know where to find them now. Let's briefly talk about our favorite cubicle objects on this planet. The Moneyline Dice, ladies and gentlemen.
We have missed you, Dice.
Oh my gosh. All right. So check it out, y'all. They're back in action. They're still alive. They're still in prime time. Everything's okay. It's all right. Nothing happened to them.
All right.
They've just had to take a little sleep, a little slumber. There wasn't enough plays for them to dish out. Sure. Now, what they wanted me to... Are you sure? Are you sure? They say they got a 10-0 hot streak coming out the fucking gate as soon as they come back.
That's lofty.
They tell me 10-0 hot streak.
10-0, eh?
I say okay. I say fine. I say if we get better than 60%, I'm okay with that too, Dice. But if you want to come on a 10-0 heater, that's okay. We actually look back. They were fucking hot on baseball. Close to that at the kind of the
fucking
end
hot
before
on
we-
baseball, dude.
Before we switched over to the NFL special editions, yeah, they were getting hot. So, with all the action going on this weekend, 83 games as of yesterday, now somewhere around 70-ish, I don't know exactly where it is now, but haven't done the math. Either way, we wanted to bring them back today, but just too much random nonsense, too many big spreads, and any of the spreads we really liked, we didn't want to toss it on a dice roll. Right. Now, I suppose we could do for our TTL showdowns, but then that's going to make the dice, well, one of us hate the dice, and we don't want to ever do that. So we're going to save them for today. They will be coming back around the bend on Thursday's show.
Yes, sir.
On Friday's show,
Yes,
on
sir.
Monday's show. Every show after that, the Moneyline Dice will be back live in primetime action, and we will continue to cash tickets with the best cubicle objects on this damn planet.
I love them, baby. They might, excuse me, they'll probably have to hammer in some MLB bets on a few of these no football days coming up.
They very well might. We just might have to see what happens there.
They
but
were one of the hotter MLB cappers in the fucking world on MLB as we stop there.
They were.
Not even kidding.
Now, that being said, if you don't want to wait around, you don't want to wait for our good friends of the Dice that stick with us at the TTL production studios day in and day out, and you want to get your own set because you're ready to start rolling now and start cashing tickets and letting these dice work their magic for you, let me tell you, my friends, we got a nice, easy way for you to get them, and we actually give you a little bit of a kicker on the side, too. Head on over to this episode's description. You're going to see the MoneylineDice.com website. Hit that bad boy, takes you right to their website. Pick out whatever you want. Nothing's off limits. You just want a nice set of dice for show, but they got some sick-ass merch. They got some tracking books. They got some MMA scorecards. They got everything you need as a degenerate. I can promise you that. Now, once you get all into your checkout, your cart, you know, you're rocking and rolling. You say, all right, I'm ready to pay, but why'd they send me here? I'm just paying full price. No, you're not anymore, my friends. Enter code TTL10, TTL10 at checkout for 10% off your first order at MoneylineDice.com. Start rolling right alongside the crew and our favorite cubicle objects, and we'll meet you at the pay window before you effing know it. Get your own set. I'm telling you, we had them before we even brought them on the show, and we partnered with them because we absolutely love them. Get your own set.
Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice. Hey, been a long time. Thank you, Dice.
No plays, but nice showing from the Dice.
Thank you, Dice.
As
Thank you,
always.
Dice. All right. So there we are, my friends. That is now just your reminder for the Moneyline Dice. They will be coming back in all of college football. We're looking real good right here, partner. Usual hour and a half seems to be just about
Not
the time.
bad at all.
So, with that all being said, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul that you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 117 on the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful September 3rd, 2021.
Nothing crazy here, my man. Gotta have some college football themed stuff though for you.
Lay it on me.
For those, well, first of all, I was trying to, I had a decent idea, but I was trying to figure out, like, let's give an update on the all-time college football championship list because college football has been around since before the old 1900. Alabama, it was like, there's been so many different iterations of they're not on top. That's the Princeton, Yale are way up there because it was like 1875 to 1920. They were 6, so they racked up so many. But also before there was
1870.
Exactly. The old 1878 Yale team was a squad, man. But the other issue was that
They were probably cashing all doggone shillings back in those days.
Because one thing was like, Yale is the most with 18, and then another thing so like, okay, well, sometimes not random schools, but sometimes a couple different schools claimed a national title because there wasn't an actual national title game. They all went undefeated, so didn't have that one. You got something to cut in, though?
Just briefly, if you are interested, our NFL special editions. We love SFA, Sharp Football Analysis. He's actually hosting a Twitter Spaces today. I got in the last one he did that was absolutely electric. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it's coming up here at noon. So definitely
40 minutes.
Yeah, so definitely
Typically,
something.
got some discounts if you're trying to.
Yeah, definitely something you might want to pop in there. But please continue.
Of course. So I got 2 other things here that I actually have some tangibles on. I'm a Big Ten homer. Big Ten titles all time for football. The top 2 are obviously pretty obvious. Michigan still leading the pack with 42 Big Ten titles. Haven't done it since 2004, though, because Ohio State's got 39 and they've been racking them up. Big old drop off after that. Minnesota is actually number 3, surprisingly enough. They haven't done it since 1967, though. Our boys, Illinois, is actually number 4, but half of them they've had 15 titles. Half of them were before 1930, though. And the last one was 2001. Got a squad about once a decade. Hasn't been this past decade, so we're about due for it. But Wisconsin comes in next at 14, and then nice little hodgepodge of after that. So domination from Ohio State, and it's going to continue. They're going to pass up Michigan here pretty soon. So that's it for the Big Ten. And then the only other thing I was interested in learning about, because I didn't know the update, most Heisman's by school. There's 3 teams that are tied with 7. Can you take a guess at who those 3 teams are? I'll help you out. It's not Bama.
Okay, so 3 teams tied at 7?
Tied with 7 players that have won a Heisman.
Tied with 7 players that have won a Heisman.
And
so
I actually
3 schools.
They could be so. I'll save you one. USC, it has 6, but it has an asterisk. So I don't know if that's docking them 1 for Reggie Bush or if that's 6 plus the asterisk for Reggie Bush. So I'll save you that one. And they have 6 technically. I don't know if that with a dock or that's still just keeping his asterisk 1 in there. So 3 of them on there. 3 big programs. So I'll help you out with that one as well.
Okay. So I'm going to go. So Alabama, you said, was one of them.
No, they were not.
They were not one of them, and USC was the asterisk. Wow,
and they have 6. So there's 3 other schools that definitely have 7.
Florida?
Nope, they have 3. Bama and Florida have 3.
Okay. Whoa, this is
3 big schools.
Michigan?
No, they also have 3.
Wow, damn. So I'm on the fucking 3s. One more shot. I'll go. This doesn't sound right at all, but Texas?
Nope.
Nah. What do we got?
Notre Dame.
Okay.
Ohio State. And Oklahoma.
How was I missing Ohio State?
I don't know.
And Oklahoma?
And then, like I mentioned, USC asterisk with 6, so I don't know if that is 7 without Reggie Bush or 6 with him. Bama, Army, Auburn, Florida, FSU, Michigan, and Nebraska all got 3. And then it's, randomness after that.
All right. Well, there we go. There we have it. If we do experience any buffering issues, I apologize. I don't know why the hell we are. Everything seems to be good on my end, but YouTube says, oh, it's not good enough. So as per usual, YouTube doesn't want you to have motivation. YouTube doesn't want you to have inspiration. Now, I know these might be lofty claims, but it often seems when it comes time for Colts Motivation Minutes, everything just starts hitting the fan. I don't really understand it, but I'm going to keep dropping down inspiration and motivation to you guys just the only way I know how, because ain't nobody stopping me. I don't even care if it's how we produce our content. I'm going to keep dropping those down to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is time to send you folks about your weekends with just a little extra inspiration, motivation in what you all have come to know and love. Colts Motivation Minutes. Now, this one, yesterday, obviously, if you tuned in, your head might still be spinning. Gave you some rabbit holes to go down, gave you some thoughts to think about. Definitely spent a lot of time just kind of present moment building that mental image of how we started the week, looking in the past, how we moved on into the future, and then how we got to where we are, right on our path, and taking stock of the roses. And what you acquire is more important than what you become is more important than what you acquire. So a lot of thought has been had this entire week, and we've been having some pretty serious ones. So I wanted to kind of plug somebody that I look up to, and then also share a little bit from some of their content from today. I've talked about them before on the show, but this is the Daily Coach yet again. Michael Lombardi and then a few other guys over there kind of put it out in the world. I'm going to put it out live and in prime time. I'm going to try and get Michael Lombardi live for some motivation minutes here someday. I'm going to see what we can do. I want to talk to the legendary Paisan, not only about this, but also some football action.
Yeah, he also happens to know football and
He
gambling.
also happens to know everything that we know everything
He fits
about.
in pretty well to what we got here.
Fits in pretty well with the TTL Sports Media crew. So, on every Friday, they do Notes of the Elder, and it's kind of a compilation of a bunch of different quotes, some thought-provoking quotes, some thought-provoking action items, different stuff like that. And it's much longer than what I kind of picked out,
Sure.
but I made a joke to you. I said, man, it's almost like the guys at the Daily Coach watch my motivation minutes and then they put together notes of an elder after they watch all my minutes
Their
for
own
the week.
spin on it.
So I had picked out a few that I thought built on kind of what we've talked about already this week, and also kind of some things to think about as you go into the weekend and kind of start to maybe choose your own happiness and start to pursue these paths and do your own things, some things that you should think about. So the first quote I wanted to share with you guys: when things go wrong, skip who is to blame. Hello. That one will get you real nice and fast. Stop trying to point the finger. Stop trying to even say, oh, it's my fault, or, oh, Riley, that's all your fault. Just, what's the solution? What can we do? How can we fix this? How can we get better? How can we improve? Always, when something goes wrong, skip who is to blame. Be the author of your life. Talked about it all last week. Choosing your own happiness. You're in charge of your own happiness. Stop living your lives in chains. Take that key out of your back pocket, unlock that lock, and start achieving and pursuing like you never have before. Now is your time. Now is your time to go. Be the author of your own life. Lead people in a manner that allows them to become leaders themselves. Don't be a leader that people shy away from. Don't be a leader that people are afraid to approach and ask for help. Be that leader that isn't afraid to roll up the sleeves and get down and dirty on the shop floor with the peons when you should be sitting up in the high castle. You can equate that to anything you want, but lead people in a manner that allows them to lead others themselves. Live the behaviors necessary to do extraordinary things. What have I talked about all week? What do I talk about all the time? It takes this mindset to achieve the extraordinary. It takes this mindset to be willing to step out on the cliff's edge, throw your wings up in the air, and try and figure out if you can fly. You have to be willing to make those sacrifices, to live more disciplined than others, to choose the dangerous path when everybody else walks on the safe. But I can promise you, if you want to achieve, you're going to have to live the behaviors necessary to do extraordinary things. Question everything you are doing. Whether you think it's right, whether you think it's wrong. Look at it objectively. Look at it from a totally unbiased view. Are what you doing really, really worthwhile and valuable? Or are you just doing it because you think it's a good idea? Where are you at now? Are you continually improving? Are you looking inwardly and questioning everything you do to help yourself get further and further and bigger and better every day? Or are you just stuck in the same old monotony, thinking that your way is the only way and everybody else can go on the highway? So remember, question everything you are doing. And last but certainly not least, this is how they always end every Notes of the Elder, and it's with a very powerful question. Almost every single time, it's very, very powerful. Very few times have I come across and been like, that didn't really mean much. Question of the day: why do I get up each morning? And my friends, I'm here to tell you, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and give yourself an honest answer, it's time to start making some changes. It's time to start reassessing where you're at. It's time to start questioning everything you've been doing. It's time to start living the behaviors necessary to start living an extraordinary life. Why do you get up every morning? I get up every morning to provide the most value, the most energy, and the most positivity I can to you guys and to anyone who might consume our content. I get up to try and bring a different message and a different perspective to the industry that we have, especially that of content creation, which is so downtrodden with negativity. I have my why. I didn't. I was stuck in the corporate monotony. I thought that was the only way that I could live. But I decided to unlock my chains. And I found a whole new reason to get up every single morning. And it only gets stronger and stronger every day. So ask yourself, why do you get up every morning? I know those are some stuff to think about. Maybe I just sent you down some more rabbit holes. It kind of tends to be what I do. You know, old Colt over here at the Motivation Minutes. But I hope those gave you some powerful thoughts to think about throughout the weekend till I see you again on Monday. And once again, kind of add that validity to what I say. Obviously, I don't get paid to be a motivational speaker. Obviously, I don't have a huge name as a motivational speaker. Obviously. But what I can tell you is when I find people that I look up to saying the same exact things I'm saying after I say them, one, it's a whole full circle destiny moment for me. But they're saying it too. So I can't be as dumb as I look. But all that being said, my friends, that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
Good stuff, my man. I'll go back to that first one. That's the one that I all stand out to me. That's the one that I like to think that I've been living by for, especially as I get older here. Instead of, yelling at whatever the situation is, whether you're yelling at each other, this and that, it's like, all right, well, yeah, that did happen, but how do we get ourselves out of it? We're just wasting time yelling at each other, or you're yelling at me, I'm yelling at you. Instead of that, let's figure out the fucking solution and figure out where we need to go next.
Damn straight, my friends. And I know there really wasn't overarching theme as there typically is, but maybe there kind of was.
And this is why we've been doing this, I've tailed off on reading these on a daily basis, but this is one where I do really, really enjoy these because
these are short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet, but also maybe because there's some days where I don't feel like it applies, these messages, not yours, that they don't quite apply to me. Whereas these ones, you give them, I don't know if it's 10 to 15 typically that they give down. Or
so typically what they do, I pulled out 5 there,
right.
And
I
the
can't remember.
So they usually do like 10 in one section that has one overarching theme. Then they do like a call to action section that has like 5 to 7, and then they do a whole nother overarching theme of 10. So I just pulled out those. There's so much more to this, and it's so easy, guys. Seriously, this is a free plug. I just love these guys so much, and I think we all need more inspiration and motivation in our lives, and it's such an easy read in the morning. They send it to your email, this newsletter, The Daily Coach, every morning at 7 a.m. Go to substack.com or substack.thedailycoach.com, and you'll be right there. All you got to do is toss in your email. They don't send spam.
Probably
they
just
do
Google Daily Coach.
Yeah, you can probably do that too. Or if you're on Twitter, just The Daily Coach, at The Daily Coach, and they have all their stuff there too. So it is worthwhile. I love always plugging them. I might make Fridays kind of Notes of the Elder pull out, kind of show you guys some things, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the reason why I like it, though, is because out of 10, 15, there's a good chance that at the very least, if not close to all of them, there's at least 5 that are going to apply to you, and they're going to make you think. So that's why I like these on Fridays.
Bingo. And there were those 5, baby. So that now officially does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, we are only 3 minutes past time. We absolutely crushed it today, partner. Nothing but value across the boards. If you missed any of our best bets of the day, head on back, scroll through. They are in time-wise order, so if you hear a specific team and you're like, oh, shit, the game that I won is 2 after that, just scroll on a little on through and it's going to be right there. It's just we went straight down the slate, baby.
Friday through Sunday.
But if you weren't able to watch live, you don't want to go all the way through, whatever the case might be, hey, just always stop by the Action Network app. Always as a reminder, at cash_with_Colt, at RMags in all caps, Talking the Line Best Bets, at Talking the Line, or you can just find it all, talkingtheline.com/today's-best-bets. That all being said, my friends, man, does it feel good to be back? Couple of reminders before we send you on your way, the only way we know how. We do have the last NFL Special Edition coming up on Wednesday, September the 8th.
Correcto.
So Monday we'll be back to NFL Special Editions as usual. We have the Buccaneers, the Titans, and then the football team, and then we are done. We are over. It's a wrap. We did all of them. 30 official NFL Special Editions. We did 2 where we did the double trouble team, so we got that knocked out.
I've been enjoying them, man, but
this feels good.
Ready.
This feels good. I'm telling you, this feels good.
This feels better than good.
This feels great. This feels spectacular. But what I'm telling you is that after that final NFL Special Edition of the Washington football team, sometime around 1:30, 2 o'clock, in that ballpark-ish area, maybe a little bit earlier, we will be releasing the first episode of our new podcast, Wise Words. Ooh. You'll be able to find it on any major podcast directory, just like you can find the Talking the Line podcast. The TTL pod is not going anywhere. We'll still be live 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. every single day with the recording staying posted, all that jazz. But every single Wednesday, starting on the 8th, from there on out, we will have a brand new guest within the world of sports gambling or sports media, whatever the case might be. You might hear somebody from golf. You might hear somebody from the world of MMA, maybe professional handicappers, maybe professional odds and line setters. Who knows who you're going to see? Oh, maybe even a deputy editor of the biggest sports gambling presence on the planet. Dare I say, worldwide leader.
Wowza.
Oh, wowza. Worldwide leader? Huh. All that being said, nothing but subtle hints for you here today, my friends. And if you don't believe it, you're going to have to just tune in and find out. But worldwide leader might be something important. But what I will tell you is that bad boy's coming out. We cannot wait to bring it to you. We are recording our first episode tomorrow with our guest, Absolute Nuclear Power Plant. You are not going to want to miss this because you might see these people's personalities up on the big screen and their opinions and what they do, and they got to be buttoned up suits at their nice corporate jobs in this world. But hey, you know us. We ain't suits. We keep it back. We kick it back. We make it nice and easy and relaxed. This is going to give them an opportunity to do the same exact thing and share some of the I don't even want to say deep, dark secrets, but some of their personal lives and how they got to where they are now. So I cannot wait to share this with you guys. I mean, tips, tricks, how they got to where they're at, everything in between. You guys are going to be able to learn about it. I can't wait to bring it to you. So one more time, first episode, Season 1, Episode 1, Wise Words, live on every major podcast directory and in our YouTube playlist. You'll soon see that as well on next Wednesday, September the 8th. Wise Words is live.
Oh, baby. I'm ready.
All right. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is that final reminder. And then 9/9, we will be back to business as usual. That will be the first Thursday. Reminder, hey, if you haven't seen it, it's a $50 max bet, but go to DraftKingsSportsbook.com and hammer that spread. The Bucks is at plus 74 last time I
73
looked.
or 74. Not only that one's a $50. You can also get a $25 max.
Lay it on them.
It is now like over 10, if I'm not wrong. Clemson, Georgia. They did I don't know what they actually call
Hammer
it.
the over.
Hammer the over. There you go. So it is down to over 10 points at plus 100.
$25 max bet.
Free $25
$25
unless it's like a 6-0 game, which I can't imagine it's going to be. So
don't think that
free
happens.
money.
Free money all over DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure you go check that bad boy out. But Thursday's show, we will have kind of that first Thursday special edition.
Correcto.
And then Friday, we'll probably do something kind of similar to like what we did today as far as just going down the slate. Hey, you got any play here? You got any play here? Whatever the case might be.
Might have to steam down the tracks a little quicker with both NFL and college. Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows what's going on officially? What might be happening? Maybe we'll just have our own best bets of the day. Who knows
Possibly.
what's all happening? But it is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry, and we are going to be running to the window more often than not.
Yeah, baby.
So, that all being said, I've kept you guys here long enough. You know all the updates. You know everything. We're 8 minutes past time. Sometimes we get a little windy
We're
after
excited, man.
hours.
We're excited.
We're excited. We're cashing tickets tonight. We're cashing tickets tomorrow. We're cashing tickets tomorrow night. We're cashing tickets Sunday. We're cashing tickets Sunday night. And then if you want to keep the train rolling, you know it's going into Monday through the next Sunday. And then until infinity, we're cashing damn tickets. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, from myself and Mags, thank you so much for stopping by episode number 117 of the Talking the Line podcast. And boy, oh boy, does it feel good to be back hammering in bets with the TTL crew. You guys are the best. From the bottom of our hearts, we can't tell you how much we appreciate your support, your following, and everything you guys do to help us keep making TTL Sports Media bigger and better. We hope you have a spectacular rest of your Friday, unless you have other plans. A terrific start to your weekend. Don't go too overload on college football, but then again, go right ahead because we will as well. Make sure you get those best bets of the day hammered in, and we'll meet you at the pay window so soon you can say right alongside with us, let's cash. Damn, that feels good. Some tickets.
bring us 2 absolute martinis. You know how I like them, straight up. And then precisely 7 1/2 minutes after that, you're gonna bring us 2 more. Then 2 more after that every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
It's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites.
My killers who will not take no for an answer.
My fucking warriors.
Will not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking dies!